Hey everyone, this is Tina here. Welcome to Tina Talks. This is my very first full episode, and I'm super excited and happy to be sharing this space with you. And thank you so much to everyone who've been supporting me throughout this week as I was preparing. And let's just dive into today's topic. And something I would love to talk about is parenting. Something I enjoy doing is parenting. I love parenting because I know and I believe if you do it the right way, parenting is fun. You can enjoy your children 100% with all the challenges it comes with. So let's talk. I just want to talk about raising kind kids and what it takes to raise kind kids. So as you all know, parenting is the most difficult responsibility parents have. And raising kind kids is something that I am very particular about. And I hear these quotes and I see these quotes about how content parents can be when they see their children becoming kind adults, which is very motivating, which is very encouraging, and I occasionally show it to my kids as well. But the practical things you have to do to teach our kids how to talk to elders, how to conduct themselves when they go outside and when they talk to their friends as well. And it's so important that we pay attention to our kids when they're talking to their friends, especially because this generation has so much information coming from outside, which makes it look more cooler than what we teach them, which is absolutely not right. So it takes a little more effort, I think, for parents today to put into their children, and that's what I've been facing, because I didn't have so much trouble in parenting my older child. There were, but it wasn't as how it is now. So recently there was an incident, which it's not an incident, it's a situation that happened. My daughter had received a gift which she was not very she was not so happy about it. She was a bit disappointed. I didn't make a big deal out of it, and I just told her to take it easy. It's a gift, you have no choice. And then she gets a video call from one of her friends, and she was talking to her friend, and then she rushes back to her room to grab the gift and show it to her friend, me knowing what's coming next, because I'm always paying attention to how my children, at least the younger ones, are talking to their friends. So I just call her over and make her sit on the couch, and I tell her to put her video off for some time and mute the video. And I tell her, look, you're not going to express your disappointment to your friend. You expressed it to me, that's absolutely fine, but you're not going to express it to your friend, because that does not come across as being kind and grateful to what you receive. So I said, you're just going to say, look what I received, look what I got, this gift, and you're just going to show the gift. And you're not going to say anything like, can you believe what I got today as a gift? You're not going to use that tone, because I told her the tone is very important. How you talk and the tone of your voice is very important. So she took the advice, she goes back and she talks to her friend, and I'm overhearing the conversation after that. And she tells her friend, she shows the gift and she says, hey, look what I got. And the friend goes, oh, that's so sweet, that's so cute, and who gave it to you? And then after the call, she came back smiling to me. And I told, see, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Even if you don't like some things, you just have to be nice about it. So I was so glad that I could, grab that moment and tell her, because probably if that moment passes, I won't be able to remember, or I won't be able to talk to her and, make her realize how important it is to talk about these things to your kids. And nowadays kids talk about a lot of material things. All they talk is about shoes and dresses and jeans and hairstyles and makeup, and this is what they talk about. And I had overheard somebody telling how another friend has seen her shoes and bought the same pair of shoes. And then I overheard it, and later when I came back home, I told my daughter I just wanted to tell her something. And I said, what would you do if you were in that situation, that you bought a pair of shoes and you saw a friend who repeatedly probably does the same thing, or purchases the same thing, what you buy, what would you do? So she said, probably I would feel a little weird. Why is she doing like that? And I said, why would you feel weird? I mean, why would you think that only you should be having this and somebody else? Because so many people wear similar shirts or dresses. So she said, no, it's not like somebody else should not have, but if it's a continuous thing, you feel a little weird. I said, there's nothing to feel weird about it. It's just that probably when that friend sees another friend wearing something or having something, probably she feels like, oh, this is very nice and I would also want to have it. So I just was putting that intention into her of not judging in a negative way, but taking it easy, taking it in a positive way, and not making a big deal out of it, and being happy as much as you are for yourself, for your friends. I think these things are so important to raising them into becoming adults who are more kind, who are more considerate towards people, and not quick to judge. So many things come into the picture when you don't discipline them at the right time. And one more thing, what I wanted to highlight is, it's just not talking about kindness. It's just not showing them some videos on kindness or quoting them on kindness, but it is also how we are as mom and dads at home. Like, I think my biggest concern is when parents don't agree with each other while raising kids in certain situations. Like, one of the parent is very strict and says a no, and the other parent is like, why are you making a big deal? It's okay if she can eat this. It's okay if she can do this or he can do this, right in front of the kids. So that gives kids the advantage of running to one parent and not the other one. And that kind of changes the discipline, what another parent would like to do. And it really brings in a lot of uneasiness and a lot of disruption when you're parenting. So it's so important that you need to be on the same page as moms and dads. Even if you don't agree with your husband disciplining a certain way, or your wife disciplining in a certain way, it's for you all to talk it out later. But in the presence of the kids, it's so important to agree with, even if you are not agreeing with each other. One more incident which happened with my son years ago when he was in school. He was asking me for something, I don't remember right now. And I said, no, it's not going to happen. It's a no, that's it. And then he just says, okay, I'm going to call dad and he's going to say yes. And I don't know why he even thought, because he knew that we always say no or we always say yes together. So he just thought he'll take a chance, and he rushes to another room to the landline to dial his dad's number. And in the meantime, I call my husband and says and told him that he's going to call you. Just say no. I'm going to explain it to you later. So he called him. The answer was obviously no. And then he was quiet. He didn't make a big deal out of it. My son was quiet. And this happened a couple of times, I can say vividly. And after that, he stopped trying, because he knew that there's no point, If one says yes, the other is also going to say yes. And that has shaped him to become who he is today. Not that he's perfect, not that the kids are going to become perfect. They're going to learn for the rest of their lives, but it really builds their character. This is one of the things. And the other things are like giving them chores in the house, making them do the dishes, do things around the house. It just adds up and builds their character. How they address elders. Nowadays kids don't address the elders like the way we used to. Like our moms and dads used to really give us the eye if we didn't speak in a certain way to our elders. So it's so important that we teach them manners, how to address, not the hi and the hellos, but the good evenings and the good mornings. It's so important. It makes them look so beautiful. It makes them feel good as well. And, it's become a matter of pride for kids nowadays to not say hi or hello or wish. And I don't blame the kids. I think it's 100% our responsibility to teach the kids. And these are the things, these are the various things, and there are so many things which go into raising kind kids. And one of my biggest pet peeve is marshmallow parenting. That's something I can't tolerate. I just cannot tolerate. And how parents get intimidated by kids' behavior or tantrums. I mean, we are the parent. We need to have a hold of it. We need to come up with ways to not entertain the tantrum. And it's so sad to see parents just giving in, because it's such a recipe for a disaster. You know, you're not going to enjoy your kids in the process. You're always going to be angry and irritated with them. You're going to lose out on precious years as they're growing up, because all you do is, get irritated with them, and all they do is throw tantrums, and you're tired of, fulfilling their demands, and it's just utter chaos. So these are the things that, it's so important that parents come up with their own style of parenting, as long as it's disciplining them. And this is not a subject which is very new. I'm sure many of you all have come across talks like this and books, or various discussions. But I think parenting is something that never goes. It's never outdated. I think it's an ongoing thing, and there are so many other things involved. Like recently, I just came across an Instagram reel where the mother is really upset about her daughter being traumatized because she has to wake up early in the morning, and she's urging the government to change the timings of the school, which I was really shocked. I was just thinking of my grandma who raised 10 kids, and all the 10 kids left home at a time, and she didn't have time to, complain to the government. And my mom, who worked for 40 years, she was out home by 7 o'clock. So when I see parents doing this to themselves and their children, probably the mother needs or the father needs to put the phone aside, make the child sleep by 9 o'clock max, sleep along with her, and make sure she gets up, and that's how discipline begins. So it's so sad to see parents use the word trauma every time at a drop of a hat, and this is becoming a very serious issue nowadays, and parents are not able to discipline. They're very nervous about disciplining, thinking that children would do something to themselves, which is absolutely not true. Children are the same all the time, whether it's in the 90s or the 80s or now, children are the same. So the techniques are the same. So we need to be very mindful of how we are talking to them, how we are reacting to their talks, not to ignore, pay attention. Sometimes unintentionally we do ignore, but we need to try our best to concentrate on how they are speaking to friends, and the kind of behavior they are showing at home, because it's going to show it outside when they go. And the best part is children being themselves, being however they want to at home, but when they go out, it's such a beautiful thing when somebody says that your children are so well behaved. I think that's a beautiful balance we can inculcate in our children. And like I spoke about chores, it's so important from the age of 5 to start giving them things to do at home. It really, really builds up their character and attitude. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of, my biggest pet peeve is marshmallow parenting. And about gentle parenting, I agree to a certain extent, but it doesn't work all the time. For example, I fold the clothes and I keep the clothes together, and I tell my kids, you all need to pick up the clothes and put it in the closet. I tell them the first time, nothing happens, clothes are not moving. Tell them the second time, nothing happens. The third time, nothing happens. So I just shuffle the clothes all over again, and I tell them, now you're going to do it, and then it's done. So that's my kind of gentle parenting. No yelling, no raising voice. Even the clothes are not making any noise. It's very gentle. So find your own way to, parent your kids, as long as you're doing it in the right way. And like I said in the beginning, if you do it the right way, it is so much fun. And I enjoyed raising my son. He's 23 now. I'm enjoying raising my daughter as well, although it's two different timings and eras, I can say. He was born in the early 2000s, very early 2000, and my daughter was born in 2014. So it is challenging, but it is so satisfying. And this is what I wanted to talk. So yeah, I hope you all liked what I shared, what I talked, and I want you all to also, comment something in the comment section. Tell me what are your techniques. Probably I can use them. Probably I can inculcate them with my children. Let's talk, because all we are here to do is talk. I hope you all enjoyed today. And if you all have any questions, any suggestions, anything that you all don't agree with, please, let's be civil and talk about it. And until next time, thank you so much for joining. I'll be back again on Friday with another episode. Till then, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for joining me.